Forgiveness, pour into me. Fill me up so my every word, every touch can only be you. Give me breath to say what I've done, not in spite of witness, but because I need witness to survive. Give me enough tenderness to offer myself understanding, beyond good or bad. I was always moving towards life. Let me cast you ahead of me as I wander through this inner realm. Let me trust my shadows. Forgiveness, run through me. Be a river shifting my silt, always changing. Make me a beautiful impermanence. Forgiveness, I need you, and I need to give you away. Make me a fool who keeps returning to myself, and a crone who knows how wise that is. Ashe.
Burning is a symbol of release and transformation from one state to another, a symbol of cleansing, forgiveness, and letting go. And the fire makes it look so easy, doesn't it? Though madness and injustice make us rage, we don't wish to be angry, bitter people. But it's not easy, and we need help. We gather together as religious people to teach and to learn from one another in wisdom, to join our voices in song, to inspire and aspire, to breathe in and to reach, to hold ourselves and one another accountable, because faith and religion are aspirational. We don't have it all figured out. We believe it's important to try and to fail and to try again together. And we practice seeking and making meaning together because our inner life can influence our outer experiences. In the Christian New Testament, there's much written about the importance of forgiveness and letting go. Colossians chapter 3, verse 13 says, "Bear with one another, and if anyone has a complaint against another, forgive each other. Just as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must forgive also." But this verse leaves out so much of the story. Yes, we need each other. We are interdependent, and we also hurt one another. We have an obligation to try to repair the harm we caused, to try to fix it, to try to find some gold to bind it back together, not to deny or to erase what happened, but to seek and be open to transformation. Now, there's a difference between the fire of righteous anger and the steady, low burn of resentment. Anger is the spark of our life force. It informs us that a boundary has been crossed and human dignity has been ignored. This kind of righteous anger fuels our quest for justice. But resentment and grudges are different. They don't give us energy. On the contrary, they drain us of our energy. And throughout time and across the world, too many vendettas and wars have been waged from unhealed wounds, from grief, from resentment and bitterness. And these draining emotions can sneak up on all of us from time to time, no matter how hard we work on them. I wonder if you've experienced any of your grudges sneaking up on you while you go about your daily life. It happens to me. I was shopping in the grocery store recently when someone else I saw in the aisle reminded me of a heavy experience that still lives in my heart. I was pushing my cart through the aisles, trying to remember my short list, but my mind was elsewhere. I started remembering how angry and hurt I felt years ago and how it didn't get fixed. There was no effort to repair. My breathing got more and more shallow, and my heart rate increased, and I'm heaving my heavy cart. We all have these heavy carts, heaving it around the corners of the aisles, and it's feeling heavier and heavier and more unwieldy with every turn. Kind of like our grudges and resentments and hurt can get heavier over time. And I was thinking about digging out my phone right there and calling my friend to tell them I was thinking about what they had said, and it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't good enough. And I saw bottles flying across the air out of the corner of my eye before I ever heard the thud of my cart hitting the floor display. And bottles of shampoo were flying everywhere across the aisle. Shampoo. To clean up some of this mess, it would be fitting. But there wasn't enough shampoo to clean it up. There wasn't enough that I could do to fix it. We work to let go of these things. We work to find the suds of our heart love, of the things that we know that we aspire to do, to let go, to just assume the best of that other person, assume that they were doing the best that they could. And we don't always get there. We just don't get there. I was picking up the bottles of shampoo and trying to get myself back together again, and I could have used some flash paper and a candle to let that go, to have forgiveness pour over me, to have an indication of the growth that I had already done, the healing that had already happened, the gold glitter tape that had already secured some of those pieces, and I needed to have a little bit more. There are times when we all get broken. When we engage different senses, when we take our eyes to see something different, that we cannot think about it in another way. When we listen to a sound of clearing out from our heart. Smells and sounds and sights can symbolize this growth that we may not feel like we have done enough, and there is more to do. And if we continue every single time with the same hurt over and over again, it is still worthwhile. We are still making the progress that we need to make, and we needn't feel ashamed if we have to keep burning the same hurt over and over again. We do that together. And this morning we gathered for the Sunday before the new year to do our ritual burning of grudges. In a moment, I'm going to introduce this ritual, and we're going to engage in this together, this opportunity to stop on this precipice of the new year and to think about what might not be serving us as we move forward. As you entered into the sanctuary, each of you were given a piece of flash paper and something to write with. If you need a piece of paper, please raise your hand and an usher will bring one to you. Did everybody get one? And on this piece of flash paper, I invite each of you to write something, a word or a phrase that you wish to release with 2018. Something you don't want to take with you into 2019. It could be a grudge that you are holding that is slowly poisoning you while you wait for someone else to suffer from it. Or a forgiveness that you want to offer to yourself. An anger that is weighing you down, or a regret, a hurt, or a habit that you want to clear out. When we clear out, we make space for something new. I invite you to take a moment and reflect and write something down. as you're writing, it's important to say you don't have to forgive people who have hurt you. You don't have to let go of anything. If you're not ready to let go of it, find something smaller. This is just an invitation to give a gift to yourself of releasing a burden, and it's a gift just to you. Part of that is that you need to feel ready. If you're ready to let go of your grudge or your hurt or your anger for you, not because you think you should or because someone else wants you to. We'll use this burning as a symbol of release and transformation, moving from one state to another. In a moment, we're going to sing Return Again, which is hymn number 1011 in your teal hymnal. And after we have sung it through twice, I'll invite each of you to come forward and light the flash paper, symbolic of the release of that which you choose to let go of from the past year. This flash paper is also known as magician's paper, and it's extremely flammable but quite safe. Excuse me. It'll light very quickly, as we've seen, and it burns without ash or smoke. I recommend that you fold it a few times, and once it catches flame, you can let go immediately or let it drop in the... That's why we're using tapers and not pillars. You just let go, and it burns up. I'll be up at the front down here to help you, and I can light the paper with you for you if you don't wish to light it yourself.